Good evening. My name is Lemenjai, and this is The Nation Today. Coming up tonight, I will be speaking exclusively to Chairman of the Gama Area Council, Sherifo Sonko. He will be my big guest on the show tonight. But also, the National Assembly member for Serekunda West, that's Madi Sise, is promising to revisit the Rent Act. We have the report for you. Also, police have issued a statement saying they are opening an investigation into the conduct of a police officer who was seen brandishing a firearm and threatening supporters of the UDP there. Gambia Red Cross Society visit project site in Kandonku village. We have that also, but also the Gambia Drug Law Enforcement Agency is saying that they have registered 179 cases involving 172 persons on prohibited drugs. That's in 2022 from January to March. Before all of this, so tonight, let's first have my take for tonight. In Ramadan, the internet is usually peaceful, but not this one. Everyone is busy fighting everyone. But UDP supporters have taken the fighting to a whole new level since the Gambia Press Union issued a statement calling out UDP leader Ousainou Darboe for his uncalled for attack on journalist Pa Nderi Toure. They said Mr. Darboe has since 1996 come under constant attack and that it is now enough. Really? I can't believe it is UDP leaders, supporters saying this. These are the people who have just spent the past days mocking President Adama Barrow regarding his direct translation of breaking the fast. Even their commando was part of this nonsense. UDP supporters think it's okay for them to attack other people and their leaders, but wrong for anyone to do the same to them and their leader. Day in and day out, it is UDP supporters who sit online and say all sorts of bad things. Most of it false about political leaders and citizens they have a different view with in this country. Again, it is UDP supporters who insult and curse people's parents and drink a glass of water shortly after. They have forgotten all about all of this all of a sudden. Darboe knew exactly what he signed for when he decided to go into politics. Politics is all about criticism, and if he can't take that, he better quit. But then, if these UDP folks want people to leave their leader alone, they too better leave other people and their leaders. That will be it for my take tonight. We'll take a short break. I'll be right back. Welcome back. So the newly sworn-in MP, that's National Assembly member for Serekunda West, Madi Sise, told Startv that he will push the Rent Act to Parliament for an amendment to tackle the high rental cost in the country. Maria Madem reports.
The issue of house rent in the Gambia has become difficult for many, especially for the low-income earners. Many landlords or agents are in the habit of charging high rentals to tenants, particularly in the Greater Banjul area. However, in what could be described as good news, the member for Serekunda West, Madi Sise, who took his oath of allegiance for a second term on Thursday, has promised to review the Rent Act to ease the burden of high rentals or inflation in the country. He also spoke about ways to solidify the recent price increment of basic food commodities in the domestic market.
A lot could be expected from me because during my campaign, I had spoken and given promises that I will push for good legislation. And one of the things I'm thinking of to revisit the Rent Act, because rent is very exorbitant in this country. And the other thing is to stabilize the prices of the basic commodities. You need to come up with a legislation. So these are some of the few very good laws among many that I'll push for.
As he thanked the people of Serekunda West for entrusting him with a second term in Parliament, Honorable Caesar promised to represent his people well in the Assembly.
Very happy, and I'm very much appreciative of the confidence that the people of Serekunda West have put on me. I shall always accord their needs, the issues that are affecting the livelihood of the people of Serekunda West shall always be raised in the Parliament.
When asked what he would like to be his legacy as a parliamentarian, Madi Sise had this to say.
As a parliamentarian, the legacy I want to leave is after serving my country for 2 terms, I will honorably step down and will not offer myself.
Meanwhile, the office of the clerk of the assembly was duly informed that the NPP has decided on its leadership in parliament. The party has elected Honorable Beleje Tunkara, member for Kantora, as the majority leader, Honorable Abdullah Sise, member for Old Yindum, as the deputy majority leader, and Honorable Omar Dabo, member for Opanyomi, as the chief whip. And the election of the minority leader by the UDP is scheduled for Tuesday, 19 April 2022. Maria Madem reporting for Startv News.
Now, the police have issued a statement saying that they have opened an investigation into the conduct of one of their officers who was seen in a video brandishing a gun and threatening supporters of the UDP. More in this report.
According to the statement, the Human Rights and Professional Standards Unit of the Gambia Police Force has been instructed to swiftly investigate and make recommendations for appropriate actions against the conduct of the officer. Yankuba Kamara has been taken into custody after seen with a gun on social media threatening violence. According to sources, Kamara was among those recruited before the 2021 presidential election. Preliminary findings reveal that the officer is battling with a rare mental health condition and episodes of mental imbalances experienced occasionally. However, the police management said they are equally working with the family for appropriate psychiatric support and treatment recommendations. The Gambia Police Force reassured the public that its management is working towards its reform agenda of consolidating gains in democratic policies, at the center of which is respect for fundamental human rights of individuals and groups. To this end, acts of violations of the human rights of individuals and groups will not be condoned within the ranks of the police force. The statement further encouraged the public to share information with the police, as the maintenance of peace and security is the business of all. Reporting for Startv News, I am David.
Now, as part of their humanitarian support, the Gambia Red Cross Society on Thursday visited a garden in Kandunku, which was supported by the GRCS and funded by the Japanese Red Cross Society and the International Federation of Red Cross Society. Hadi M. Jaju was there, and she came through with this report.
After months of work to support women's garden in Kandunku village in Fonyi, to fence their garden and also drill a borehole for them. This was a result of being seriously affected by climate change. The Secretary General of Gambia Red Cross Society, Alassane Senghor, narrates how they came to the aid of these women in Kandunku village after being affected by climate change.
We came here over a year ago and realized that they had this garden that was not fenced. They did not have enough water. They only had one old well that was there. And they were struggling, virtually struggling. So we decided to sink them a borehole, put solar pump, and then do some reservoirs across the garden, and also to do fencing, as you can see. So today I'm glad to see that they are working in the garden, and they have produced a lot of things.
According to Senghor, the Gambia Red Cross Society have achieved its objectives as part of its humanitarian support to improve the livelihood of women and households in the village. He further added that the first harvest was done and bought through the Ministry of Agriculture, and he continued to thank all their partners who contributed to the facilitation of this project in Kandunku village.
And we are really satisfied. So this was funded by the Japanese Red Cross Society and the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Society. So we thank all of them for the support. Notwithstanding, we have a number of these kinds of projects. In Kiang we have 5. In West Coast we have another one which we supported in Kaninlai. And then in the URR and CRR we've also supported water projects in villages and communities. So for us, we will continue to engage. My team is moving to URR and CRR this week to assess some villages, 2 villages that need water, with our partners, the Soul Health and the UB1. we want to do 2 more villages by providing them with water, solar-powered boreholes. So I'm very grateful to see that what we delivered is being used and is making an impact, positive impact in the lives of the communities of Kandungu.
Senghor assures Gambians that his institution will continue its humanitarian support to other parts of the country. The president of the garden, Oulematu Sakho, talked about the difficulties they used to face in the garden.
It's because of the challenges that we faced earlier that we have this garden, because the garden was not properly fenced. If we left home from 6 a.m., we used to sit in the garden till 5 p.m. just to prevent animals from destroying our vegetables.
She thanked the Gambia Red Cross Society for their timely intervention and continued to urge them for more developments. The delegates comprised the president of the Gambia Red Cross Society, Goodwill Ambassador, Secretary General of the Gambia Red Cross Society and staff. Reporting for Startv News, I am Hadi M. Jajo.
And now, the Drug Law Enforcement Agency of the Gambia has put out its quarterly update for the first quarter of the year, that's between January to March 2022. It registered 179 cases involving 172 persons. Some of the suspects were involved in more than 2 cases. Most of those with 2 or 3 cases are repeat offenders rearrested while they were on bail. 170 of the accused persons are male and 2 are female, as Dado Cham reports.
According to the update, the agency seized 934 kilograms, 805 grams, 200 milligrams of cannabis sativa, 979 grams, 370 milligrams of hashish, 1 gram, 200 milligrams of cocaine, 2 grams, 200 milligrams of heroin, 96 tablets of clonazepam, 131 representing 76.2% are between the ages of 18 to 35. Those above the age of 36 represent 22.6%, being 39 persons, and those below the age of 17 years, 2 representing 1.2%. In West Coast Region, Drug Law Enforcement Agency registered 98 cases. The region seized 726 kilograms, 166 grams, 500 milligrams of suspected cannabis sativa, 187 grams, 250 milligrams of hashish. In the Kanifing municipality, they have registered 41 cases and seized 147 kilograms, 498 grams, 650 milligrams of suspected cannabis sativa, 1 gram, 200 milligrams of cocaine, 29 grams, 900 milligrams of heroin, 528 grams, 500 milligrams of hashish. In the North Bank region, they have registered 18 cases, seizing 32 kilograms, 788 grams, 740 milligrams of suspected cannabis sativa, and the Lower River region registered 8 cases. In the Upper River region, operatives seized 1 kilogram, 349 grams, 340 milligrams of suspected cannabis, registering 9 cases. And the Central River region command registered 5 cases, seizing 503 grams, 250 milligrams of cannabis. Reporting for Startv News, I am Dado Cham.
Thank you very much. So tonight on the show, I have Sherifo Sonko, the chairman of Brikama Area Council. He will be my guest for tonight. Chairman Sonko, thank you very much for joining me on the show tonight.
You're welcome, Mr. Njai.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate this, taking your time, traveling all the way from Brikama to the studio. So let's get started. The UDP, they said they are coming after you next, after managing to defeat or have their revenge on some of the MPs that they expelled from the party. You too were expelled by the party. You went to court with them, you won. They want to have their revenge on you, and they said they are coming for you next. Are you comfortable? Aren't you scared that they might take Brikama Area Council from you?
Eventually not from me. Brikama Council belongs to the people of West Coast region. I mean, first of all, thank you very much for inviting me to your show. It is an honor and a pleasure to come and answer to your call, and then it's always a privilege to come. And then, per your question, I don't look like someone who's scared. And then, history tells everything between UDP and Sherifo Sonko. I was there since inception. They started the wage war against me. There is no war that they came on me and they won. So by coming to going to places saying that they are coming after me, whether I'm scared or not, why should I be scared of them? Are they the honor of the West Coast region? They don't. They're not the honor of the West Coast region. And let me tell you one thing: I am not somebody who UDP can defeat. It's not possible.
Why?
There are a lot of things that people of West Coast region are not selfish people, and they cannot be headed by a selfish people. That's what I'm telling you. The people of West Coast region knows what is good for them. They know what is good for them. Well, it is not a time whether I'll come back as a candidate or not. I own myself, but the position doesn't belong to me. It belongs to the people. Now I belong to a party. It's left to the party to select or not to select me. But for them to be, to start saying that we are coming after him, so many people said the same thing. If you could remember, or you can recall, Madi Sise ever said this: removing Chairman Sonko is a lesson for President Barrow. That was said, and the party leader also said the removal of Chairman Sonko is inevitable. They went to court, High Court to Supreme Court. Nothing comes out of it. I believe in God, and I rely on Allah. Whatever play or whatever game that you want to play on me, you are welcome. I'm waiting for you. But I know any evil that comes to me, I'm going to triumph. I'm not scared. I don't even look like someone who would be scared of these little things.
So we had the National Assembly elections. I know the party that you represent, National People's Party, did very well in the presidential election. So then come the parliamentary election. Your performance in the West Coast has been abysmal, only one seat. And it has generated talk, really. You are a top chieftain in the West Coast region. What went wrong?
Unfortunately, I think it's a very good and important question to ask here. Because, comparing the presidential election to the National Assembly election, there is a very big difference. But this difference is caused by poor arrangements. Poor arrangements and then overconfidence. People are very much overconfident. People did not want to, or people did not do according to how it has to be. These are some of the things that has brought this whole problem. But if not, West Coast people belongs to Adama Barrow's party. That's NPP. But there is some internal problems that happen. Number one, selection of candidates created it. Lack of better communication. Number two, the campaign strategy wasn't properly put in place. But the reality is here is the selection of candidates is not in the right form.
So this is help me understand this then. This is an organized party, the National People's Party. How could you let that happen in terms of the organization, the selection? There were all these problems.
Okay, I think I know where you're driving to, but I will also want you to look at it perspectives. There are certain things that can be blown out of air. We cannot be able to say many things here because the preparations are so much high, not only for West Coast region, but all these municipalities in the Gambia is going to be won by NPP next come 2023. I bet you. Okay, because man's mistake should be a lesson for you. So this is a mistake that we will take it as a party that it is a mistake. Something was wrong somewhere. But it is going to be a wake-up call for any genuine member of NPP. So by saying that we are going after X and Y and Z, I think you have to look at yourself first. This is a slight opportunity. The defeat of our candidates in West Coast region came by chance for UDP.
I have come across complaints and comments by certain individuals that what happened is that the people took money from the president and refused to work in terms of making sure that you focus on the campaign and then focus on strategy and making sure you hand victory to the party, that people did not work at all. All they were interested in was just to go to the president and take money from him, and then that's it.
That's not true. I haven't seen and I haven't heard anyone saying that I have this amount of money from the president, or I have this amount of money from the party. The party gave me this amount of money to campaign for them or to do A, B, C, and for them. So I know the party is just been accused of, giving money to people, which is not fact. Nobody will give you a tangible evidence that Mr. A or Mrs. A was given an amount to campaign for NPP or to campaign for the president. That is not true. People are voluntarily, doing everything that they have to do in the NPP. I am telling you, people were overconfident. This is politics. Let's look at it. Since independence, no president ever won here an election like President Barrow did, because he did something that no president ever did in the Gambia. So this has given him that popularity for people and trust for people to vote for him. But then people did not, calculate again. Few people were vigorously campaigning for their candidates. I thank the people of Olinum, because they were doing wonders. They did wonders and they triumphed. They came out with their victory. Other constituencies also should have done the same. But let me tell you, these are two things. These are two factors that bring a very serious defeat on us. That is, overconfidence and the poor selection of our candidates. These are the two things. But no party in the Gambia should beat your chest saying that we did this, we did that. In fact, those people saying that we are coming after the chairman Brigadier Council, I think they forgot something. They were not even sure of winning a single seat. I'm telling you, this is a bad chance for them, because they did not even campaign well. But there are many factors which could, which we are looking at, and then I bet you this local government election coming, President Barrow is going to have a very, very, very big margin in terms of winning candidates. I'm telling you this. West Coast and Kames in Banjul, there was a mistake, and we're going to rectify that mistake.
So let's also look at this thing. The claim that a lot of people who voted for the National People's Party vis-a-vis President Adama Barrow in the 2021 presidential election were silent voters, people who had no interest whatsoever in Gambian politics, but they only voted against the UDP when they heard that UDP are saying that they're going to deport people when they take power. So they all rushed and then came out to vote, and after denying UDP or Dabo presidency, they've gone, they've disappeared. That way, the issue of the low voter turnout came into play.
Yes, I think this is also another problem. Low voter turnout is also an additional problem to the issue, but also silent voters are true in the Gambia. There are so many Gambian citizens, 100% Gambian citizens who are silent voters. But this time around, when selection came about, people were angry. And they keep themselves inside. Not to vote for UDP, but not to vote at all. Hadn't been, it's a genuine party, they would have voted for them. But look at the voter turnout. But people kept themselves. Those silent voters still decided to sit rather to go and vote. Because they were not happy of the way and manner selection was done. This is the only problem.
So this caused the problem for the party?
This caused the problem for this past election.
So let's also talk about the makeup of the new parliament. You have 18 NPP, 15 UDP, plus 116, one independent, and then you have the independents, 12, APRC, 2, DOI 2. How is that going to play out, the parliament that we have, in terms of President Adama Barrow's plan to move this nation forward? Do you see this parliament helping him really in delivering on democratic dividends?
There will be a little or some sort of challenges for him. But let me tell you, I could say even the opposition side, 50% or 60% of them are not stupid candidates.
What do you mean by that?
Yes, because they are going to follow the national interest. This national interest is on the side of President Barrow's leading. President Barrow, when he came, where the Gambia was and where we are now, even if we are not residing in the Gambia, we all see it. Then those candidates themselves know that definitely by giving, chance for President Barrow to succeed is a success for the Gambian population, but not for their parties. And I believe all these independent, and most of these independent candidates are members of NPP. So hopefully they will be coming back home.
They are all going to defect back to the NPP.
I hope they're coming home. Home is NPP. You understand what I mean? Because their reason of standing as an independent candidate is because of the post-election of candidates. They have considered biasness or certain things alike, some irregularities. So these are things that is happening. But I know even those parties, some of their candidates, I bet you, will one day be in the camp of the NPP. That will happen.
Do you see the 15 UDP MPs defecting to President Barrow?
I cannot say all, because some, they don't even believe in the truth. They don't believe in reality. They don't believe in nationalism. They will rather die, but rather to stay with UDP for life. Okay? Because they don't believe in anything. The country's progress is not their priority as the leader. So the Gambia's priority, our genuine leader here that we're talking about is the president. And I know most of the Gambian people are seeing it. Well, our only problem and the mistake is the selection of the candidates that has brought this, bad results for the party.
What priority or priorities would you want the president to focus on in these 5 years? That is the issue of cost of living, and you have a lot of people saying there is a lot of corruption.
I think this cost of living.
Yes,
we have to leave it with the technocrats to deal with it. The Gambia is the last country in the world to experience this hard living. The Gambia is the last country in the world. Even comparing the price of our rice bag and the one in Senegal, Gambian rice is cheaper than Senegalese rice. Why the Gambians are now shouting? The Americans are even saying where the amount of money that they were buying 25 kilo, 20 kilo of rice or 10 kilo bag of rice, and compared to now is like more than 50%. No. Why now the Gambia is only the problem? So I think this cost of living problem in the Gambia is not caused by Adama Barrow or his party or his regime, but rather emanated from the problems of the world. We did not cultivate rice. The little rice that is cultivating at CRR cannot be able to take the Gambia. But we have seen it. Since Jawara regime, there was no better rice coming from CRR. It is just now when we had a company, producing a rice called Maro. I don't know whether the company's name is Maro or what, Maro Gambia or something like that.
Maro Farm.
Maro Farm. So it wasn't happening. So I think it's better for us to put all hands on deck to help this president, to make sure that he push our nation from one development to another. Because definitely he has started it, and I know he's going to continue with the development and aspirations.
You are talking about putting all hands on deck. I mean, we've seen the president address the nation after the parliamentary election, saying that suing for unity and the issue of closing ranks, Gambians coming together and moving this country forward, some kind of reaching a hand to the opposition. What do you have to say about that, the president's invitation to have the opposition join him to build the nation?
Thank you. Here you came again. If at all he is a selfish leader, he wouldn't have given such a wonderful address to the nation. But because of somebody who thinks of tomorrow, somebody who wants to lead these people as a good exemplary leader, has to speak in that manner. But not to bring division to our political or to our ethnic groups, not to bring divisions to our families or our political agendas. I think the most important thing is what he did, to call everyone to come on board and to make sure that we develop this our nation. The country belongs to the Gambian people. Look at what happened in Kenya. When I think 2007, after the post-election, when they killed each other, about 7,000 people were murdered. After the next election, what happened? All the opposition came together to shake hands with the president, tell him that I said this and this and this against you, Mr. President, I am sorry. The president will also say, Mr. Y, I have said this on my platform, this and that I accused you, but I am sorry. National unity came. Go to Kenya today. Development is going. People are prospering. But does it mean that they don't have this cost of living, the high cost of living there too? They have it. The most developed nations today in the world are all experiencing this high cost of living. So I think it is not a problem of the Gambia. It is not a Gambian problem. What we have to do is to keep silence and encourage our technicians to work and make a better solution of how to manage our cost of living.
There is this argument that the lack of a vibrant opposition is a threat to democracy. Do you believe in that?
I believe in that, but a genuine opposition, which is very hard to find in the Gambia. There are genuine oppositions, definitely. There are very genuine oppositions, but there are certain opposition parties who are not genuine. They are only interested.
So let's start with the genuine ones. Who are the genuine ones?
I don't want to be counting the genuine ones, but I can tell you those who are not.
An example?
Example, UDP is not a genuine party. Every Gambian should give your back to the party. It is not a party who is trying to create unity in the Gambia. We have seen, Hussein Dabo, when he was giving a speech, that if you want national unity, national reconciliation, this is what is happening in Mbanguleng and Takela. It's on videos with people. Mbanguleng and Takela. A leader cannot talk like that. But instead, talk to your people. Come out on board. Organize workshops and stuff like that, and let's talk to each other than to be talking about somebody. I think this is going to help our national unity. But a leader telling your people or telling the Gambians that if this is under this is the strength of or the way the president is trying to move this country about, we are not going to be part of that. This is what Hussein Dabo said. I think that it is time for all the genuine people in UDP to give back to this man, because he is not trying to bring unity and peace into our country. So these are things. These are samples, and there are some certain political parties who are like them, like 6 and 9. But there are very because they don't touch me. Let me not touch them.
So it's UDP who touches you.
Yes.
So you are going
okay, but definitely there are very genuine political parties, opposition political parties here in the Gambia. Definitely, there are very genuine opposition political parties in the Gambia.
Now,
but the UDP is 100% not genuine at all.
Let me bring you back to your area council, Brikama area council.
Yes.
I mean, you have your critics there. If you go to Brikama area council, they say, chairman, he only was interested in our votes. Once he got it, he turned his back on us. He doesn't even go to the market to see what is happening there. People have laid such complaints. Go to the market. Why don't you investigate, become an area council vis-a-vis the market? You go there, the market is in such bad state. Chairman Sonko is not doing anything. What do you say to those critics and their claims?
I think the critics, let us all criticize, but criticize in a genuine way. Lamin Jai has done A. It was a nice one. If B wasn't okay, try to know what is B about and why didn't Lamin Jai did not do good in B. I think that is very, very, very important. West Coast does not belong to me. It belongs to the people of West Coast region. It is our duty to make sure that we know the problems of what is happening in our places. For instance, you mentioned Brikama Market. I think if it is not hypocrisy, those complaining should have gone to the Ministry of Fisheries to ask them the state of the Brikama Market. What we are supposed to do, we're doing that. We are collecting the garbage. But those stagnant waters that people are always complaining and showing videos around the world is not created by Brikama Area Council. There is a fish market inside Brikama Market, in the middle of Brikama Market, who has a cold store in it. And that cold store is the cause of all those bad waters in the market. Now, Brikama Market...
Did you try to take it out of the market?
I'm coming. Brikama Area Council. Let me take you a little back. This market was created in the market in 2007, if my memory can serve me well, according to records. 2007. It was a gift from, I don't know, a grant or a gift from the Japanese government to the Gambian government. But the former government decided to build it in the center of Brikama Market. That of the KMC one was built at Bakote, the former Tipagaras. But this one, that of Brikama one, was built inside the Brikama Market. without even putting Brikama Market to be part of anything. Though there was an MOU signed between the fish market or Ministry of Fisheries and the Brikama Market, that 20% of the proceeds should be given to Brikama Area Council, which has never, it was paid once in 2007 December. 20%, I can't remember how much, but 20% was paid. That was not even our time, that was the first, the previous regime. Since then to now, 2007 to date, how many years? Nearly 20 years, a single budget was never paid to Brikama Area Council coffers. The staffs there are not the staffs of Brikama Area Council. The money collecting in that particular market is not collected by Brikama Area Council staffs or Brikama Area Council. So what is the problem of Brikama Area Council being the cause of that stagnant water in the market? I think people should point fingers at the Ministry of Fisheries. When I saw this, I called the members on the ground there. The director or the manager was called to come and then we have talks. I did this 3 times. When things were not forthcoming as the way we wanted, I reported the matter to the Ministry of Fisheries. Ministry of Fisheries sent somebody who came, one director, but I think that person did not know anything about the existence of that fish market in Brikama Market. We were not in good terms, then the negotiation was not well. He went back. Another time, I went to a media. I can't remember which media was it. Was it yourself, Lamin Jai, when you came to my office?
Yes, I remember interviewing
I'm
you.
going to close that place before any session. If they don't do their job, we're going to close it. Let the women be selling fish, the way and manner it was been selling there. But this cold store must be closed. Then the permanent secretary of Ministry of Fisheries came, and then we had this meeting at the governor's office. This meeting was conducted there. My council was represented by myself and my CEO. The governor was there. Ministry of Fisheries and personnel were there, and that fish market personnel were also present at the meeting. I think the NEA were also there. National Disaster were also there. After arranging everything, the permanent secretary of the ministry says, "Let us give them time. They're going to fix the problem." They are going to contact GAMWorks to come and assess the place and know what is going to be the problem. When they went, that was our agreement. Then I told them they have to do this quickly. They said this is an immediate intervention that they are going to do. When they went, I have a letter from GAMWorks saying that Ministry of Fisheries has assigned them to come and check Brikama fish market. And there are certain things that they wanted to check and so that they can be able to refurbish it and to be at the standard. I think GAMWorks came and did that. When they came, up till now, nothing is done. Now we reported this matter to National Environmental Agency and National Disaster through our regional heads. They also took up the matter. Now, still the Ministry of Fisheries is not forthcoming to do anything. They don't do anything. The water is still running in there. Brikama Area Council is collecting the garbage. That's what we can do. But the running water comes from the fish market. The agreement is for them to provide a septic tank, a septic tank to evacuate these waters from the soakaways.
So the fisheries ministry is headed by a minister. The minister's boss is the president.
Yes.
Why don't you go to the president and report them? Maybe if the president talks to them, they will. I mean, because it looks like the women there are suffering.
Hopefully, that's where we're going to. Because now the National Environment Agency is now trying to take steps against them, because it's health hazard to those are women selling in the market there. But the hypocrites are not saying this, and they know that Brikama Area Council is not responsible of that fish market. Why the blame going to the Brikama Area Council? Why? We are not collecting money there. The people working there are not our staffs. Anything generating from that place goes to the Ministry of Fisheries. Why Brikama Area Council been blamed?
Are you popular among these women? Because I have gone there and women are saying, chairman. So they are being misled.
Yes, they have been misled. They are not telling them the truth. And let me tell you one thing: these UDP people are the ones who are even going to tell them. And some women in the market there who are very much strong members of UDP are the one telling me, misinforming their colleagues in the market there. But the genuine ones, the truthful ones, knows that the Brikama Area Council has no responsibility. In fact, before we came in 2018, this problem was there, Lamin. Why is it caused by Sherifo Sonko now? Before we came in 2018, this problem was there.
So it's all politics.
It's all politics. This is why I'm telling you, let's do our politics in a genuine manner. The country belongs to the Gambians. It doesn't belong to an individual. I have a term. When this term completes, I have to go. It's left to my party to bring me back or not to bring me back. But this place will remain, and it belongs to the people of West Coast region. I think we have to be very much truthful here, not to be dealing things with hypocrisy manners. Because you want to play a position, now you want to play the hypocrisy. Hypocrisy cannot give you nothing. It can't give you nothing.
In terms of revenue collection, Brikama Area Council, where in terms of the chart, where is Brikama Area Council? How much revenue do you collect? Let's say annually.
Before we come to existence, this Madam Barrow regime. It was a very big problem for Brikama Area Council to be able to collect the revenue. Both license rates and anything that is collected by the council is a big problem. And there are a lot of leakages. But when I came, my first problem was to check and to recognize the report from the interim committee that were there before our incoming. The interim committee mentioned many parts of this kind of issues. The Brikama Area Council was only able to collect 40% of the whole revenue of West Coast region. 40%. That cannot do nothing for the people of West Coast region. When I came, I looked at it. Then I sat with the CEO and the finance unit to discuss with them, to see way forward. What could be done? I thought of digitalizing the revenue collection. We had a company called 5C Energy who came. Then we partnered. Everything done in Brikama, the collection of the revenue is now done digitally. First of its kind in the sub-region. It's not even existing in Senegal or Sierra Leone or any other sub-region countries here. It is first created in Brikama Area Council and in the Gambia. We are collecting our council revenue through digital system, and that has played a very good difference. Instead of
for example, combating the issue of corruption.
Yes, corruption. Malpractices, and to be able to know where our potentials are. It's a very good system, which will be able to know.
So on average, how much do you collect annually?
That's what I'm telling you. It's about 40% which was being collected, but now it goes up to around 50 to 53% of the total revenue of West Coast region. Still is not good, but it's better than before. Looked at in the comparing to what now we're doing and what the council was able to do now in terms of development, you can even be able to see that Brikama Area Council has boosted a lot because we did a lot and we're still doing it. So these are things that we are doing, and we hope to do better. In fact, before 2023.
So still on revenue collection, are companies paying tax to your area council? For example, I understand Gach Africa Global, their license, they paid $1 million. Are you aware of this?
Gach Global?
Yes.
Gach Global, the factory will be paying on the mining side. And also, these are things that they used to pay. But that $1 million that you're talking about is not their license or so. This one is importation license for fuel into the country.
They paid that.
Yeah. This is what was charged for $1 million is for importing fuel into the country. That importation only will be charged for the only people we charge is those importing fuel from outside Gambia into the country, which Gach is also among.
And they have paid?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Chairman, in terms of the developments in your area council, what are some of the things that you will point to say that this is my achievement as chairman?
Hope we can be able to discuss all that here.
Just a few. we are running out of time.
Good. When we came, I told you there was nothing in Brikama Area Council. They were not be able to do anything. Number one achievement that I just mentioned is the digitalization of the tax collection. That is a very big achievement because it has boosted the income for the council. Number two, there was no better garbage trucks for the council. I lobbied to get 8 brand new at 0 kilometers for the council. And we don't take any loan from the bank to pay that money. We paid it through the revenue that we are collecting. And today, since last October, the council has paid those trucks, and it is 0 butut owing to the council. We have paid everything, and we don't take any loan from the bank. That is another achievement. The other ones is we have constructed many roads. Number one, like from Jamisa Estate going to Tambana, where people were indiscriminately dumping, and there are a lot of new settlements around that area. They were unable to go to reach their homes, and people cannot even access the road side. We've constructed a very good road there. You go to Brikama today. The road surrounding the market is all looking better now. It's all looking better.
Thanks to your council.
Yes. Number two, another one is from the Brikama Church Junction to the police station was all paved. If you remember years back, even the police officers cannot be able to have a better access into the police station. But that is a thing of a past since last year. We've paved the area. And then from the car park junction also, that is the police, where the police fence stops, going through the box bar football field is also under construction. Though we have a very big setback from the contractor, but soon or later it will be finished. I can say very soon it will be finished, because though the contractor has failed us, the timeline has passed. But I hope if you even go there now, you will see maybe 70% of the job is done. The youth will have no problem again to enter into their football field, because before there were stagnant waters. People cannot be able to park their vehicles. People cannot cross into the football field. It was a very big challenge for them. But today, that's history.
So, two more things.
Yes.
Compound owners,
yes.
Are they paying tax to your council?
Yeah, they should pay.
But are they paying?
They are not paying according to. That is why I'm saying, I think 40 to 50% of the West Coast people are complying to pay their rates to the council.
Let's also talk about the issue of rent. I mean, there's been a lot of complaint, really, that rent is a problem in this country in terms of the amount of money people put into rent. How is the issue of, do you receive complaints at your council in terms of rent in the area council?
Yes, according to the structures of the local government of the Gambia, the Brikama Area Council have no responsibility in rent issue. We are not responsible of it, and we don't deal with it.
Do you receive complaints at all?
Yeah, we do receive complaints, because people thought we are responsible of it, but we are not responsible of rents.
Chairman, I see you turning papers.
Yes, I wanted to give you certain.
Go on.
This is because when we talk about West Coast region does not just stop at Brikama, but there are a lot of progress that we're doing in Brikama, because Brikama has been privileged to be the capital of West Coast region. I think it is very, very much fair to do more in Brikama, because it's the capital of West Coast region.
Yes.
But if you go to Fonyi is also part of West Coast region.
Of course.
There are things that we did in Fonyi. Like, you go to Wasadu Ward. Wasadu Ward, there is a rehabilitation of their water. There was a water problem there. We have to do that. That is, we also came to Sangajor and then rehabilitated their borehole. It is functional now. We go to Kanjibat, Kangwali, and around Konkunda, where we dug new boreholes for them. These are 3 communities. They have brand new boreholes for them. That is also complete, and they are on use now. You go to Sukuta Mariama Kunda, through Salaji, I don't know, that high school there, or the college there,
yep.
Sibek. It's also done by the Brikama Council. You could still go back to Fonyi again. The, Sibanor Bajagar Road is also been constructed by Brikama Council. Okay? You come to Nemakunku Market. Nemakunku Market. There's a brand new market in Nemakunku Market. Nemakunku there, in Kombo North. You go to Lamen. We were able to clear a very big dump site there. This dump site is between the school, health center, and the mortuary and the graveyard. We were able to clear that completely with the help of the village development committee of Lamen and the youths. Then Lamen, you go to Hariella, Wayeto, and Temasu, where we also put solar street lights there. in collaboration with the members of those areas. That is in Lamen. You go to Brikama again, the rear access road to Kabafita, where the vehicle is going to Fonya and other parts, can go to. It's a concrete highway to Kabafita Junction. It's also been concrete, and it is a very good road at the moment. You go to the dump site in Welingara. It's also been cleared completely, which was like a mountain. It was cleared by Brikama Council. You go to Olindum. There was a very big problem. We have a complaint from international airlines that they cannot be able to fly into the country because of fear of bad strikes, because of the dump site. We try and manage to clear it, and sign an MOU with a company called DBO, Descent Banjul Organization, who were there to manage the waste. But that is also a very big challenge that we are having there. Maybe the time cannot be able to give us all that. We can be able to talk much about that all in the market.
Yes.
Then you come to Brikama Nema Kabilo. If you reach there today at night, you think you are in the daytime. It's all with solar street lights, Brikama Nema. You still come to Koloro, we have completed their village market. You go to Pirang, and electricity expansion. You go to Gunjur, electricity expansion was also meant there. Sambuya Health Center was also. We created. How do they call a maternity ward for the women there somewhere. That is around Gunjur. That is Gunjur ward. You go to Mahmuda, a market, and a health center was also created for them. Okay. You go to Sarembeli. Electricity expansion is also there, completed by Brikama Council. You go to Bakat Sambuya water extension. You go to Tubakuta village. The rehabilitation of the village borehole. You go to Omoto village where water is a problem, and then where you go to Burfoot, the main Burfoot here. Just, I don't know, last month we gave them, we allocated about $2 million to them for them to rehabilitate their market, the Burfoot Central Market. 1.5 million was given to them, and then the $500,000 is to be given when the job is in progress. So these are many things that I'm trying to tell that we did.
That's a lot of achievement there,
and not all. I can keep on counting for you here. And then maybe,
that's a lot of achievement by your council.
Yes.
We've run out of time.
And as we said, as we are right now, Brikama opposite the church, there is a junction called Njaikunda Junction. Through that. The back way to there's a filling station called Jar Oil Filling Station. This place is a very, very, very good road and a very good bypass where all the running waters of Brikama around the market and stuff goes through. But now it is dilapidated and nobody can be able to access it during the season time. So we are also advertising that road to be constructed before any season. So these are things that we are doing. I can count many things that we did from. We
will continue the counting when next you come on the show.
No problem.
Thank you very much, Chairman, for coming on my show. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you, and safe journey back to Tubakuta. Yes, you live at Tubakuta. Yes. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Mr. Njai.
So, Chairman Sonko, Sherifo Sonko was my guest for tonight. Thank you for watching the show. I will see you on Wednesday. Goodbye.